Most daily stress does not arrive as one dramatic disaster. It arrives in fragments. A wet umbrella with nowhere to go, a package delivered while you are away, a bag resting on a dirty restaurant floor, a bath that has gone cold, a crowded train platform where nobody knows exactly where to stand. Each problem seems too small to deserve much attention. But when these tiny frustrations repeat every day, they quietly consume our time, patience, and mental energy. One thing Japan does particularly well is notice these overlooked moments. Of course, not every Japanese home or city works perfectly, but many products and public spaces in Japan reveal the same thoughtful principle. Do not make people work harder when the environment itself can make the right action easier. Today, we are exploring 10 small Japanese fixes that can remove surprising amounts of everyday stress. And stay until the final idea, because it is more than a clever convenience. It is a Japanese innovation that changed public spaces around the world. Number 1. A designated place for wet umbrellas. A rainy day often follows you indoors. You enter a store or office with water dripping from your umbrella. You do not want to soak the floor, but carrying a wet umbrella through the building is uncomfortable. In many Japanese commercial spaces, the solution appears directly beside the entrance. It might be a simple umbrella stand, a locking umbrella rack, or a device that removes excess water. Some locations also provide temporary umbrella covers, although reusable alternatives are becoming more common. None of this technology is especially complicated. What matters is where the solution is placed. It appears at the exact point where the inconvenience begins. You do not need to search for instructions or ask an employee what to do. The entrance quietly guides your next action. This offers a useful lesson for our own homes. Good organization is not always about becoming more disciplined. It can be as simple as giving an object an obvious home, exactly where we naturally use it. A basket placed where clutter actually forms may work better than repeatedly promising ourselves that we will become tidier. Sometimes, the easiest way to control a problem is to stop it at the door. Number 2. Restaurant baskets for personal belongings. When you enter a cafe carrying a handbag or backpack, a surprisingly awkward question appears. Where should it go? The table is too small. Keeping it on your lap is uncomfortable. Hanging it from the chair might block the aisle. And leaving it on the floor exposes it to dirt, spilled drinks, and passing shoes. Many restaurants in Japan provide a basket beside or beneath the chair. Some tables have small hooks that serve the same purpose. Your belongings receive a clean and protected place without occupying the dining surface. What makes this effective is that the restaurant acknowledges how customers actually arrive. Real people do not enter restaurants empty-handed. They bring coats, shopping bags, umbrellas, briefcases, and personal possessions. Thoughtful design begins when we stop imagining the perfect user and start observing the real one. A basket is inexpensive, but it removes one unnecessary decision from every customer's visit. That may be why the room feels more orderly, without requiring the customers themselves to be unusually organized. Number 3. Delivery lockers that wait for you. Online shopping feels wonderfully convenient until a package arrives while nobody is home. Now you have to arrange another delivery, remain available during a new time window, or travel somewhere to collect it. The delivery driver may also need to repeat the same journey. Parcel lockers, found in many Japanese apartment buildings and at some stations and commercial locations, offer a more flexible solution. A driver places the parcel inside a secure compartment. The customer can retrieve it later using the appropriate key, code, or digital system. the important idea is not only security. It is the freedom to complete an exchange without requiring two people to meet at precisely the same moment. The delivery can happen when the driver arrives. Collection can happen when the customer is ready. This principle can be useful far beyond packages. Whenever a task repeatedly causes scheduling problems, we can ask whether both people truly need to be present at the same time. Sometimes, stress disappears when a system is designed to wait for us. Number 4. The convenience store as a neighborhood toolbox. A Japanese convenience store is not simply a place to purchase snacks and drinks. The exact services differ by company and location. But customers may be able to print documents, copy paperwork, withdraw cash, purchase tickets, pay certain bills, or send and collect packages. Each of these errands is small, but visiting a separate location for every task would require more travel, more waiting, and more planning. Combining useful services inside a familiar neighborhood store reduces that burden. The deeper lesson is about proximity. A service does not become convenient simply because it exists. It becomes convenient when it is available near the moment and place where somebody needs it. The same principle applies inside a home. A modest tool stored in the room where it is used can be more valuable than an expensive tool hidden in a distant closet. Convenience is not only about completing something quickly, it is also about eliminating all the unnecessary transitions surrounding it. Number 5. Hot and cold drinks from the same machine. Japan's vending machines are famous, but one small detail makes them especially practical. Many machines can offer both chilled and heated beverages. During colder months, you might buy a warm can or bottle of coffee or tea. It provides a quick drink and something warm to hold in your hands. When the weather changes, chilled options are available just as easily. The system adjusts to different needs and seasons, instead of offering exactly the same experience throughout the year. It does not replace cafes, conversation, or hospitality. It solves a different problem. Sometimes, a person simply wants a drink without turning that small need into a longer activity. There is no complicated order and very little waiting. This reveals another quiet design principle. Simple needs deserve simple paths. When a small task demands far more time and effort than its value justifies, the process begins to feel heavier than the task itself. Number 6. Privacy rollers for discarded mail. A delivery label or old document may contain your name, home address, phone number, or customer information. A paper shredder can destroy it, but shredders occupy space, make noise, and sometimes struggle with folded paper or adhesive labels. A privacy roller stamp provides a compact alternative for some ordinary household documents. You roll it across the printed information, covering the text with dense and irregular ink patterns that make it more difficult to read. This is not the correct solution for every sensitive record. Highly confidential documents should still be destroyed using an appropriate and secure method. But for everyday labels and lower-risk household mail, the roller demonstrates an important idea. The solution should match the scale of the problem. We sometimes make routines harder by choosing the most powerful method available, instead of the smallest method that works reliably. A solution that takes only a few seconds is also more likely to become a consistent habit. Number 7. Bath water that can be reheated. In many Japanese homes, bathing is not only about washing the body. People generally wash before entering the bathtub. The warm bath can then be used for soaking and relaxation. But this creates another practical problem. What happens when the water becomes cold before the next member of the household is ready? Many Japanese bath systems include controls that can maintain or restore the desired water temperature. Depending on the system, water may be circulated through the heater instead of requiring the entire bathtub to be drained and refilled. This allows the bath to adapt more easily to the household's evening routine. The feature is useful, but the philosophy behind it is even more interesting. Instead of forcing everyone to organize their evening around rapidly cooling water, the home absorbs part of the scheduling difficulty. Good home design does not require people to behave like perfectly synchronized machines. It responds to the way family life actually unfolds. Number 8. Toilet features designed around comfort. Japanese washlet-style toilets have become internationally recognizable. Features vary between models. They may include water washing, an adjustable heated seat, temperature controls, or deodorizing functions. But the most interesting part is not the number of buttons. It is the decision to treat a routine human activity as something worthy of comfort, hygiene, and dignity. We can become so accustomed to small discomforts that we stop identifying them as problems. An unpleasant surface is accepted. An awkward movement is accepted. A minor inconvenience becomes invisible simply because it happens every day. Japanese toilet design asks a different question. If an experience occurs every day, should that make it less deserving of attention? Or should it make it more deserving? Naturally, not every feature is necessary for every person. Electronic functions also use energy and require maintenance. Thoughtful design still involves trade-offs, but the underlying habit is valuable. We should occasionally re-examine the experiences that have become invisible precisely because they are so familiar. Number 9. Train platforms that explain where to stand. Boarding a crowded train becomes stressful when passengers cannot predict where the doors will open or where a line should form. At many Japanese stations, markings on the platform show passengers where to wait. The arrangement often leaves space for people to exit before the next group begins boarding. The environment provides the instruction before the train even arrives. This smooth movement is sometimes explained only as a result of good manners. Courtesy certainly matters, but the physical design of the platform also plays an important role. People are more likely to cooperate when the expected behavior is visible, specific, and easy to follow. A vague request to be considerate leaves everyone to interpret the situation independently. A clearly positioned line turns that abstract request into a simple, physical action. This principle works inside our homes as well. Labels, trays, and visible boundaries reduce the need for repeated reminders because the environment communicates what should happen next. And that brings us to the final idea. It is also the one with the greatest human impact. Number 10. Tactile paving. The raised yellow tiles, seen on many Japanese sidewalks and train platforms, are not merely decorative. Tactile paving helps people with visual impairments identify routes and potential hazards through a walking cane or through sensation beneath their feet. Linear patterns can indicate a direction of travel. Raised dots commonly signal a location where greater attention is required, such as a crossing, staircase, or platform edge. The system was developed in Japan by Seiichi Miyake. The first installation appeared in Okayama in 1967. Variations of the idea later spread to public spaces throughout the world. Unlike many of the conveniences in this video, tactile paving is not mainly about saving a few seconds. It supports safer movement and greater independence. It also represents one of the deepest forms of thoughtful design, recognizing a difficulty, even when the designer may never personally experience it. The tiles allow useful information to become part of the shared environment. A person does not have to ask for assistance at every turn or intersection. The guidance is already beneath their feet. the most humane systems do more than remove annoyance. They allow more people to move through daily life with confidence. These 10 ideas are very different. Some use electronics. Others are nothing more than containers, markings, or textured tiles. Some are widely available in Japan, while others depend on the particular home, business, station, or city. What connects them is attention. Attention to where water drips, where bags accumulate, where schedules fail to align, where people hesitate, and where the environment creates barriers that many others may never notice. Japan is not free from inconvenience, and no country has a monopoly on thoughtful design. But these examples leave us with a valuable question. What small frustration have we accepted simply because it has always been there? Improving daily life does not always require more motivation, more discipline, or more technology. Sometimes it requires a hook beneath a table, a clear line on the floor, or a designated place beside the door. Simple habits, deep wisdom, better life. Which of these Japanese ideas would make the greatest difference in your own day? Share your answer in the comments. And subscribe to Inside Japanese Living for more practical lessons from the habits, systems, and quiet wisdom of Japan.